Hey everybody, how are you today? Ken Downer here from RapidStartLeadership.com. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to talk about how to give constructive feedback in a way that will help you get your message across and keep your team focused on accomplishing its mission. You know, one of the first counseling sessions I received as a leader was also one of the toughest. I learned I was falling short of my commander's expectations in several ways, and it was hurting the team. When it was over, I ended up thanking my commander, and I was determined to get better. But I was also thinking, he just raked me over the coals, and here I am thanking him for it. How did he do that? Dr. Ken Blanchard has called feedback the breakfast of champions. A steady diet of objective input helps remove blinders and keep the team moving forward in the right direction. Part of your job as a leader is to provide some of this feedback, both positive and negative, to your teammates. But the negative, constructive stuff can be hard for people to hear. To be effective, first you have to set the conditions. Here are 6 things to think about before you decide to have that conversation. 1. Do it when you're calm and unemotional. Yelling and banging your fist on the desk may get short-term results, but it rarely fixes the underlying problem. Stay calm, make it a conversation. 2. Do it sooner rather than later. The longer you wait, the more you miss an opportunity to fix something before it gets any further off track. As soon as you can, take that deep breath, just get it done. 3. Do it privately. People generally don't appreciate being criticized in public. It's a hit on their esteem, puts them on the defensive, and makes it harder to have an open conversation. 4. Focus on the behavior, not the person. Anything that sounds like a personal attack will immediately bring up the defensive shields. Keep your focus on the actions that can be changed. 5. Identify the specific problem or concern. Just saying, your work stinks, doesn't give them anything to go on. It's more helpful if you can state specifically what needs to be addressed. And 6. ID the impact on the team or the mission. Be able to state specifically why the behavior is hurting the team. This keeps the discussion focused on the mission as it should be. When you can do all these things, it's time to get face-to-face and have that conversation. Here are 7 steps you can follow to have a useful feedback session with your teammate. Introduction. Get their attention, set a time expectation, and move to a place of privacy. Hey, do you have a couple minutes? I'd like to talk with you about something. 2. Identify the specific behavior problem using I, not you. The goal here is to be objective. If you state things from your perspective, it's less offensive and harder for the other person to refute your personal observation. I've noticed you seem to be coming in later and later. I'm concerned about what looked like 3 errors I found in this report. 3. State the impact on the team or the mission. When this happens, we can't open on time and serve customers. We make key decisions based on this report, so it really has to be accurate. 4. Get confirmation and then pause to get their perspective. You're looking for feedback that they understood what you said, and you want to understand if there's anything to be aware of before proceeding. Does that make sense to you? Can you see how this is a big deal? Is that a fair assessment of the facts? In responding, they may try to redirect your focus or make excuses. Well, I'm not the only one who is late. But if what they say doesn't change the facts, keep the conversation focused on them and what they can control. 5. Identify a solution. You can give them the answer if you think you have to, but it's much more powerful if you let them come up with it themselves. Guide them with a few open-ended questions if necessary. What can you do to avoid being late in the future? What would you do differently in the next project so this doesn't happen again? 6. Affirm. Agree about the steps to be taken and how they'll help the team and the mission. I think that's a good plan, and I'm sure if you do those things, we'll all be better off. And finally, end with a handshake and a vote of confidence. Overall, you're doing fine. I'm glad to have you as part of the team. The best constructive feedback comes when it's objective and given under conditions that ensure the receiver is willing to listen and act on the discussion. You can achieve this by focusing on specific behaviors, speaking in terms of the impact on the mission or team, and getting their input as part of the solution. In this way, you're more likely to have a productive conversation that leads to increased understanding and better performance. As a final note, remember, feedback can be both positive and negative. If you make it the norm to provide both kinds of feedback on a regular basis, a steady diet of that breakfast of champions, it'll be much easier to have these tougher conversations when the time comes. Thank you for joining me. I hope these tips are helpful to you. I'm looking forward to producing more of these videos every week as a way to share my leadership expertise. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, be sure to like and subscribe so you get the word as soon as each new video comes out. And for more free content like this, be sure to check out the rest of the RapidStartLeadership.com website, where you can find dozens more free videos, blog posts, book notes, and other resources. Once again, thanks for checking in. I hope this helps you wherever you are in your leadership journey, and we'll see you next time.